Hey, welcome back to another video. I took kind of a little bit of an extended lunch here and I swung out to the farm to help Nick unhook the planter because we're still waiting for parts for that. It's going to be, I think, 2 or 3 more days, and so we hooked up the digger and we're going to head over to this field that got fertilized late last week, and we're going to start there. Nick's going to be doing some tillage here for the rest of the day, and I think actually he's got his rock picker coming back out, so they're going to pick some more rocks later too, so stay tuned. Alright, we're pulling into this first field where we're going to start the tillage, and I think Nick made a pretty smart decision here in location. So the farm is just right back here, and so we're just starting about a half mile away. I think that just makes sense because A, this one's ready to go as far as being dry enough, but B, it's a lot easier working close to home if you have any issues, especially when you're getting things calibrated, so you're not running 10 miles for tools and that type of thing. Per the usual, wind is blowing about 30 miles an hour down here. Gotta have the electric hooked up or the sensors won't work to unfold that disc all the way.
Well, none of the tires will move, right? I wasn't on the right grower, but I'm putting in a new selecting the field that I'm in so it knows everything and it'll record what I did. That way if anyone asks me questions, I know what I did here, I know if I had any issues, it'll just all be recorded on the monitor.
Does that sync up with like the same, like your planting monitor and
Nope.
your combine, or is it all separate?
All separate, pretty much. They'll have their own recording. You can make it so it'll send it to a cloud, and then you can look at everything from either this or your phone, but I haven't gotten into any of that yet. Now I gotta remember how to change implement. There we go.
What are you looking for?
Just, like right now I'm looking at how the outside rows are, they look pretty good, but the front on the center section, they don't look like they're more than 2 inches deep, really.
So then would you just adjust like the wings up?
I don't know, I might have to go back there and just level it out. Because the drawbar on this one might be a little higher up than the 620 we normally use on it.
reason why it's getting dug, you know, as deep as you're seeing it is because it's the back.
Yeah, might have to.
I think it needs to be leveled. Yeah, turn it down a little bit. And granted, I know nothing, but it's the only thing that makes sense.
Yep. Let's give that a try.
Alright, so there's no exact science to this. Basically, just make a small adjustment and keep trying it out.
Exactly. Raising or lowering the front, that should help with those harrows not collect so much corn stalks.
Yeah, right.
And everything that's out here.
Right. So he noticed that these harrows were catching quite a bit of debris, and it makes sense if the back was down lower. So hopefully that'll not drag as much of that. All right, attempt number 2 after that small adjustment. Let's see how it goes.
That's looking better.
Yeah, you can tell those front shovels are sitting in the ground a lot better.
Yep. I feel like the harrows are still catching pretty good though.
Is there an adjustment you can make on the down pressure on those, or?
Well, it's just a weight of itself. I don't think on this one, I don't think there's a way you can adjust the angle of how far back they're able to go. So, got out, checked everything over again. I think the depth is pretty good. We're having issues with that harrow collecting pretty good amounts of trash yet, but I sped it up to see if that'll help anything or if it'll make it worse. We're just gonna have to do some trial and error for now. See how it goes. They're filling in another washout over there now today. They got the third one filled in about an hour ago, and now they're moved only what, quarter of a mile over here, doing that one now. For how dry the top is, it's still pretty tacky underneath if you're able to see the tires on it.
Yeah, it's surprising on how much moisture is actually underneath there.
Yeah, I'm pretty surprised.
That's definitely got to be Ben in there.
100%.
No one else waves like that. So where are you guys going to pick rock later?
Probably all the bean stubble. Just drive around and make sure that little ones we'll probably grab, and if there's a bunch of big ones out in the field, I'll probably have him run out there with the tractor.
Okay, so you guys are picking without the tractor.
Yep.
Real rock picking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully there's not too many we have to take the tractor out to.
Big flat one out there.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Nice day for rock picking with that 30-mile-an-hour wind.
Lovely.
Oh, you guys are gonna be dirty.
he's never driven tractor through some of these fields, so I want to get him out there and just show him where some of the wet spots are if I do need to send him out there to pick some in the tractor. But yeah, he's picked 2 years for me now in the summer, but it's a lot different when you're driving the tractor yourself, and there's some stuff you can go through in the Ranger and not the tractor, and vice versa.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely don't want them to get stuck, but the people watching this,
Oh, they love it.
they probably love that, so don't teach them too well.
Yeah.
Coming up to the end row here, and this thing, you actually have to do something?
Yeah, you got to turn it around and then put the auto steer back on.
So did it automatically pick the digger up for you, or did you do that?
I had to do that. You're able to do all that. Well, it'll turn around by itself, and I'm sure there's a way you can make it so it'll pick itself up, but I haven't looked into all that yet.
Well, I mean,
I talked to a salesman today, and he wants to just show me how all that works and just kind of get me used to it, and then we'll try and do it on some of the fields.
yeah, you get that working, you'll be able to take your naps out here.
Yeah.
So what do you think about the job it's doing, I guess, right now?
I think it's pretty good for right now anyway. This field just needed to get worked in for the fertilizer that I had applied to it, and then hopefully they'll get the 620 back to us tomorrow or the next day, and then we can keep going on that.
Did you ask them about the 620?
Yep, all they have to do is one of the fuel filter housings was leaking, so they're putting a new one of those in. That was under warranty even, I believe, so they're going to put a new one of those in and then just do a service, and then should be back up to me.
Wow. Well, you didn't tell me that good news.
I thought I did.
I don't think so, but that's nice because now really you'll just have to use this tractor for this one field, get this worked in, and then you'll be able to switch and keep this one on the planter.
Yeah,
So
should be really nice.
yeah, it sounds like planter parts come
Wednesday. Yep. Those they got to order. For some reason, they didn't have any 3/4 grease zerks on hand, and they didn't have the Packer wheel pins on hand, which I didn't think they would for the Packer wheels, but for the fittings, I figured someone would have them. But I called quite a few places, and they didn't have any. So yeah, hopefully Wednesday the planter should be good to go. I got all the prescriptions loaded into the monitor this morning. I'll go here, they're all in there. And then, yeah, so this tractor's all ready. Planter should be Wednesday. 620 should be back sometime middle of this week. Won't be long until we're running full bore.
just checking over the machine, making sure nothing's broken, or what?
Making sure nothing's moved in wrong ways and everything's where it should be for just a little bit we've done. Normally every few hours you want to get out and do this, but since this is the first time it's been in the grounds since last spring, a year ago, and I'd like to get out and check it over, make sure nothing's was weak or broke or nothing.
All the other wheels, but we must have been. Oh yeah, these wing ones were up in the air.
What's that?
I said we did the other wheels, but these wing wheels were up in the air.
Yep, didn't notice them.
It doesn't take long to wear the shiny or the brand new paint off these digger shovels. One pass down and back and paint is gone.
So if you're heading back to the office,
Yep, time for me to go back to work.
So I made the first mistake of the day on that. I put in the width of the digger and I put in the wrong width. So now I get to do this by hand and put in the right width, and hopefully the auto steer will work correctly now. Just the little things. So I haven't gotten this field all the way done yet. We're pretty close. But Riker got off of school, so now we're gonna go drive around and try and pick some rocks that I don't want to plant over, and there's a few that I know are around that I don't really, just need to get out of there before I go over it with anything. We're out of one of the fields where they filled in some washouts, and they told me, yeah, we dug up a bunch of rocks. I didn't fully believe that it was going to be this bad, but they did. There's about 4 more piles of that all the way down there. They did a damn good job on fixing the washouts, so looks like Riker's got his work cut out for him for the next couple days, it looks like. Yeah, there's a lot of good ones. Like, waterways are kind of nice to have, but when the water starts running on the outside of them and not going on to the inside, it makes them kind of worthless. Then they're a real pain to try and go around. We got done rock picking about, I don't know, 20 minutes ago, so I grabbed some supper and decided to hop back in the quad track and try and get this field done tonight. So hopefully those planter parts come in, and then yeah, once I'm done with this, planter parts come in, let's do some planting. That'd be really nice to start doing that this week too. Well, it's about 8 o'clock and I'm gonna be calling it quits for today. Yep, gonna call it quits.